bitter League Division 1 Championship for 1997. And the visitors at the McAlpine Stadium, Huddersfield, to play against Huddersfield Giants are the Keighley Cougars. The Huddersfield side is as follows. At full back, number 1 Ben Barton, number 2 Adrian Bell, number 3 Craig Weston, number 4 Dean Hanger, number 5 Steve Booth. The half-backs for Huddersfield, number 6 and captain Gary Schofield, number 7 Ali Davis, and the forwards led by the record signing from Leeds, number 8 Neil Arman, number 9 Danny Russell, number 10 John Neal, number 11 Basil Richards, number 12 Dave King, and at loose forward number 13 Matt Sturm. And the substitutes for the Giants this afternoon, number 14 James Bunyan, number 15 former Keighley Cougar player signed on Boxing Day Joe Burry, number 16 Bob Marsden, and number 17 Tony Bowes. And the Cougars team this afternoon, there may be a slight team change, but at the moment it is as follows. Number 1 Keith Dixon, number 2 Simon Ray, number 3 Matt Foster, number 4 Simon Irvin, number 5 Jason Critchley, and the half-backs for the Cougars, number 6 Darryl Powell, and number 7 Chris Robinson. And the Cougar forwards, number 8 Stevie Hall, number 9 Phil Cantillon, number 10 Grant Dory, number 11 Das Fleary, number 12 Sonny Wackaroo, and at loose forward number 13 David Larder. And their substitutes for the Cougars, number 14 Latham Tarfai, number 15 Mark Gamson making his debut, number 16 Jason Ramshaw, and number 17 Lafiel Filippo. Huddersfield Giants, boasting 6 overseas players in the ranks, are led by obviously the most capped Great Britain player and captain Gary Schofield. I was speaking to him just before the game and looking for a big performance out of his lads this afternoon. But Cougars will be keen to put Wednesday's game against them, defeat against Hull behind them, and to get back onto winning ways. But again, they face a mammoth task following that titanic struggle last Sunday against St Helens. Picked up a few injuries there on Sunday, niggling injuries, but went down on Wednesday night against the Hull Sharks. But obviously 1 or 2 took further knocks on top of the Sunday's knocks. And when I said there's maybe a question mark, there's a question mark against Steve Hall returning this afternoon's game. Probably being substituted by Lafiel Filippo. But a big task in front of them, facing the third difficult game in 8 days, following on from Sunday's game against St Helens and then the midweek game against Hull. I think the last thing the Cougars wanted were 2 difficult games after that epic struggle against the Saints. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's hope we can get back to winning ways. The officials this afternoon here at the McAlpine Stadium. The referee is from Mr Carl Kirkpatrick from the Warrington Society, and he's assisted by touch judges Dave Milburn from the York Society and Steve Lawrence from the Manchester Society. Huddersfield have got off to a winning start for this season's championship campaign. They kicked off with a home win against Whitehaven and went away and beat Swinton last week, but Keighley's 2 games so far resulted in a tremendous win up at Workington and then that midweek crash against Hull. But at the beginning of the season, both Darryl Powell and Simon Irvin, joint coaching staff of the Cougars, were saying that if they came away with 4 points out of the first 6, they'd be quite happy. So if we can get a win here this afternoon, then obviously we're on course for this season's campaign. But a difficult task in front of them here at the McAlpine Stadium. The conditions here absolutely perfect. There is a wind, but it's been dry all day, and the ground's very firm and tip-top condition as you would expect at a new stadium like this. It's the home of Huddersfield Town and the Huddersfield Giants. We're a joint venture and they share the ground, but magnificent stadium and rated one of the finest in the country. It's one where you can sit down anywhere in the ground with unobstructed view. There are no stanchions or uprights in front of you, nothing to block your view. And although it's open at one end with a seating capacity I think at the moment of 22,000 and going on to 28 or 18 going on to 28, but they have started work on the open end, which is to our right here at the McAlpine Stadium. We're just waiting for the players. They're in the tunnel waiting for them to come out on the field. referee and touch judges there at the entrance. Huddersfield, a lot of new signings this new campaign, including the coaching staff. They're coached by Steve Ferris and Ian Fairhurst, who were previously at Hunslet, and Ian Fairhurst obviously well known to the Cougars, a lot of Cougar fans and players alike, because he had a long spell at Keighley before departing to Passage when he left to go to join Steve Ferris at Hunslet, and the two of them obviously proved their worth there and were picked up by the Huddersfield Giants management here and signed for the beginning of this season's campaign. And the Cougars led onto the field this afternoon by captain Simon Irvine. A great reception from a big Cougar following of supporters. Probably the best supported away outfit in the Rugby League, with probably the exception of possibly Bradford Northern, Saints, Wigan and Leeds. But tremendous, certainly the best supported away following in the First Division. But a lot of new acquisitions in the Huddersfield ranks this season. Dave King returning from Warrington, signing a Matt Sturm, the loose forward, who in New Zealand, Maori, had a great game against the Great Britain tourists on their South Sea tour when they went to Papua New Guinea, Fiji and New Zealand, and he was man of the match in the Maori game against the Great Britain tourists. The referee, Mr. Kirkpatrick from Warrington, just calling the captains to the centre. Neil Harmon, captain of the Huddersfield Giants, and Simon Irvine, captain of the Keighley Cougars. There has been a change in the Keighley ranks. Stevie Hall has gone onto the bench, and I think it'll be Raphael Filippo starting the match at open side prop on number 8. But he'll have a number 17 on his shirt, and I'll confirm that when I see it. Oh, he's got 8 on his back as Filippo, so obviously changing with Stevie Hall, and I think Stevie Hall will have the 17 shirt on his back. Keighley will be playing from our right to left, and the Huddersfield kick-off. I told you earlier that Gary Schofield was the captain, but obviously those duties have been given to Neil Harmon, the record signing from Leeds, £100,000 signing. And the Cougars up against a massive pack here at McAlpine Stadium. Richards, King, Harmon, all monsters. King had played against Keighley in the 2 games over Christmas and the New Year in the centre position, but obviously being moved now into the second row for the Giants as Huddersfield kick off long and deep, and that ball's gone on the full into touch, so it'll be a penalty to Keighley in the centre spot. And the first mistake, or the first error of the game, going in favour of the Cougars, with Huddersfield kicking on the full. Darryl Powell to Cantillon, coming for Jason Ramshaw at hooker, looking for a way through, but he's put to ground some 7 or 8 metres inside the Huddersfield half. Sonny Wackaroo going acting half. Wackaroo, and sure that's a penalty, but getting away with it. Filippo picks up Wackaroo. Wackaroo and number 9, Danny Russell, having words in the middle there. Robinson feeding Dory taking the first charge up. Met head on there by the reception committee of King, Richards, Huddersfield. Robinson centre field to Powell. Powell had a big game again up, and Wackaroo looking offload halfway, almost through there. Wackaroo, Filippo acting half, feeds Robinson back inside, little jinking run, looking offload, but wrapped up there by Basil Richards and Ali Davis. Cantillon bringing it to the left to Powell. Powell putting a kick into field, but picked up by number 6, Gary Schofield. Schofield put to ground by his opposite number right on the 22. 10 there, John Neal, another big player in that Huddersfield side, a signing from St Helens during the close season. Russell feeds King. King trying to go down Larder, but Larder wrapping him up, bound the legs and putting him to ground. Helped out there by Matt Foster. Dane Hanger coming away, very elusive player. Sorry, Steve Booth, looks a bit like Hanger, but Schofield feeding Richards running straight, a big break there by the big second row forward, trying to get round Good tackling there by Keith Dixon, but a big storming run there by Basil Richards. Massive pack out here, Huddersfield. That flux especially forward from Schofield to Harmon still battling his way to the line. Almost over, and Cougars under a lot of pressure defensively now. That big run there, storming run there by Basil Richards, taking play deep into the Cougar territory. Schofield, a long ball out to Weston looking for runners, puts a grubber kick into the corner. Critchley chasing back, but he'll be forced over the dead ball line, so that'll be a drop out under the post. But that big run by Richards really had the Cougars on the rack. And Gary Schofield instrumental there in launching a couple of attacks deep inside the Cougars 22. So the Cougars under pressure now with Keith Dixon to drop out under the post. Dixon pumps that ball deep over the halfway line. Bit of hesitancy in the Huddersfield ranks as to who to pick it up. But brought away there by Ben Barton, wearing in the head guard. Huddersfield full-back, and Sonny Wakaru being penalised, and Schofield quick to get on with it. Just pumps that ball into touch over on the far side of the field. And tap right on the Cougars 22. Neil Harmon taking the first charge up. Next 10 metres into the Cougar territory. 11 metres from the Cougar line now. Russell to Richards. Richards on another big run, and it's needing Matt Foster and Darryl Powell to halt his progress. Russell acting half to Davis. Davis feeding John Neal, big number 10 for the far town, and they've certainly got a big pack out here today at Huddersfield. Schofield taking it left, offloading to Adrian Bell over on the far side, but ball kept alive. Davis to number 3, Weston going on his own to Matt Sturm almost over, but good tackling. And Sturm getting over the line for the first score of the afternoon after 4 minutes. And Huddersfield going into a 4-0 lead. Matt Sturm try, taking that inside pass off Craig Weston, and only 3 or 4 metres away from the Cougar line, and forcing himself over with 2 or 3 Cougar players hanging on grimly, but Sturm strong enough to get himself over that line. 4.5 minutes gone in this first half, and Huddersfield getting the first points on the board with that Matt Sturm try, leaving Craig Weston with a relatively easy kick to the left of the uprights. So a big setback there for the Cougars after only 4 minutes, with Huddersfield going in front, and that all came about from that initial big break by Richards a couple of minutes earlier, and they were able to keep the Cougars under a lot of pressure inside their own 22. And finally, Matt Sturm capitalising on the pressure by going over for the first Huddersfield try. Somewhat 6 or 7 maybe 8-9 metres to the right-hand side of the uprights. And I said right from the word go, they've got a massive task on their hands of the Cougars here at the McAlpine Stadium against this very confident Huddersfield Giants side. Already got off to a great start for their season this year, with 2 wins under the belts from 2 games. We're in round 3 of this season's campaign in the Stones Division 1 Championship. Weston now looking to pull this ball up, very blustery conditions, but that's between the uprights, so the Giants going into a 6-0 lead after 5 minutes play, and getting the first scores of the afternoon on the board. So Craig Weston successfully converting Matt Sturm's try, as Chris Robinson fields the kick-off. Centre field feeds Filippo taking it up to in about 5 or 6 metres of 22, put to ground, and Filippo is equally as big as the big men on the Huddersfield side, but he's outnumbered because apart from Filippo, all the big men seem to be on the Huddersfield side, height and weight wise. They must have 4 players over the 16-17 stone mark, with Harmon, Neal, Richards and King. But Daz Fleury taking play up to the halfway line and getting a penalty out of it, so Cougars with an opportunity to get some pressure on Huddersfield for the first time this afternoon at McAlpine Stadium. Keith Dixon kicking to touch, 10 metres in from the far touchline and finding touch some 15, 16, 17 metres inside the Giants half. Filippo again taking the ball up, taking the first drive, taking play up to just outside the Huddersfield 22 as he's put the ground down with Neil and Russell. Powell centre field looking for runners, back inside to Simon Irving. Irving almost through, but just caught there by Ali Davis, and Robinson looking for a way through, but he's put to ground by Davis again. David Larder playing it loose forward. Centre field just outside the Huddersfield 22. Robinson to Powell. Powell, long ball out to Irving to Wackaroo back inside to Jason Critchley coming on the inside, but he's caught by number 3, Craig Weston and Gary Schofield. Robinson, long ball to Keith Dixon. Keith Dixon putting an eye up and under, needs to be chased, and Dixon putting them all onside. But caught there, taken well there by Ben Barton at full back for Huddersfield. 10 metres outside from his own goal line. Davis to Adrian Bell, a recent signing from Oldham, playing out on the right wing, coming inside to help his forwards out. Matt Sturm this time taking it up to the 22. Russell scampering away from acting half, but met by Sonny Wackaroo, and Daz Flair, but Wackaroo penalised for being within the 10 metre play the ball, and Gary Schofield very, very quick to get on with things, just hoofing that ball downfield, but it hadn't found touch and picked up by Keith Dixon just outside his own 22. Dixon looking to step outside number 5, Steve Booth, but Booth just halting Dixon's progress. A nice piece of play by Dixon, showing a thundering tackle on Simon Ray by Julian Neal, putting Ray to the ground. David Larder looking to force the pace, but that ball being slung anywhere. Picked up by Del Powell to Filippo to Irving. Irving going out, Bell back inside to Critchley, losing that ball. Picked up by Filippo, and that'll be an handover. But the referee giving a knock on by the Cougars. Knocked on by Jason Critchley, so it'll be a scrum down 20 metres in from touch. Bang on the halfway line, right in front of us here at the commentary box. And the far town support getting behind their team here at the McAlpine Stadium. Davis out to number 3, Weston, with Dave King hanging out in the centre, and Schofield slipping into the second row for the scrum. Good running there again by Weston, taking play inside the 10 metres inside the Cougar half as Dean Hanger takes play further 10 metres upfield. Davis, long ball out to Schofield. Schofield's got Richards on his outside and Dave King, 2 big men hanging out wide. Davis again looking to get round Grant Dory. Dory just holds his frogs, hands on to Richards, but Richards wrapped up his opposite number, Daz Fleary, and it's good job Fleary were there to put him to ground. And the pressure on again for the Cougars. Schofield still up with the ball, floating to Russell. Russell looking for runners. He's got men outside him, back inside to Richards. Richards trying away for a good try for the Giants. Richards splitting that Cougar defence wide open. They were outnumbered there, 3-2. And Richards coming back on the inside to blaze away some 15 metres towards the Cougar line. And the Cougars in all sorts of problems now, going 10 points to nil down here after 10 minutes with that Basil Richards try. Richards just storming over, and one of the hot favourites to take the Division 1 title, along with the Cougars and Hull, putting the Huddersfield Giants 10 points to nil in front. Some 10 metres to the left hand side of the uprights this time, leaving Weston with another relatively easy kick. 10 minutes gone in this game here at the McAlpine Stadium, and the Giants now cock a hoop, having gone 10 points to nil in front, and possibly 12 with Weston's attempted conversion to come. And it's there between the uprights, so the Giants going 12-0 in front here at the McAlpine Stadium. Craig Weston. 2 goals to his credit this afternoon. And only 10 minutes gone. And 2 tries to the Giants. The first one to Matt Sturm and the second one to Basil Richards. And they have a mammoth task in front of them now to claw their way back into this game. And certainly the Giants off to the start they wanted, but the last thing the Cougars wanted was to go 12 points down after such a short time in this game. It's going to be a long, hard struggle down here at the McAlpine Stadium for the Cougars. David Larder now taking Schofield and Weston on, but Schofield put him to ground just outside the 22. Cantillon. Wackaroo launching himself between Russell and King, but King finally put him to ground with Arman. To Dal Powell. Powell looking to find a way through, but half stopped there by Sturm. Sturm being spoken to by the referee. So a penalty to the Cougars. 10 metres inside their own half and centre field as Keith Dixon pumps that ball into touch on the far side. Finding touch 9 metres inside the Cougar half. Cantillon to Dory. Dory looking to find a way around Danny Russell, the number 9 for Giants, and he just wraps him up round the legs. Cantillon to Robinson. Robinson long ball out to Dal Powell. Playing a wide, expansive game. Matt Foster looking to get round his opposite number, but Weston just putting him to ground. 11 metres inside the Giants half, and Gritchley raced away from acting half. Takes play 10 metres short of the half. 22. Robinson to Wackaroo. Wackaroo caught there by Sturm and Davis. Right on the 22, 10 metres in from this near touchline. Robinson to Powell. Powell centre field to Larder. Larder looking to get round Richards, but met by the reception committee. The Giants' second row of King and Richards. Still outside the Giants' 22 as Robinson puts a neat little kick in the corner, but well picked up by number 5, Steve Booth, and brought away centre field. Put to ground there by Dory and Robinson. Anger racing away from acting half, but caught by Dal Powell and Das Fleary. Adrian Bell, right winger for the Giants, and that ball being spilled, not going anywhere, but picked up by Basil Richards, and Richards causing all sorts of problems running out wide here at the McAlpine Stadium this afternoon. Anger trying to step outside Cantillon, but Cantillon wraps him up neatly and puts him to ground. Sorry, Simon Ray. Russell to Schofield. Schofield pumping that ball into Cougar 22, but picked up by, covered well there by Keith Dixon. Dixon turning Schofield, getting away from him, but caught there by Danny Russell. Cantillon to Foster. Foster looking to come inside Sturm, but again good chasing by Sturm and John Neal, former St Helens player. Critchley coming in field looking for work, but he's caught there by Ali Davis. Cantillon looking to offload, but good chasing by Dave King. Hand over. And the referee, Mr Kirkpatrick, not certain what's gone on, but looking to his touch judges for advice, and finally electing on deciding that Phil Canton had lost that ball and taking a bit of a knock. The referee, Mr Kirkpatrick, coming across to have a word with his touch judge. And finally deciding that ball was lost in the tackle and awarding the scrum down. It'll be Huddersfield head and ball, some 4 or 5 metres inside the Cougar half. And Cantillon taking a bit of a knock here, being seen to by the Keighley physio Dave King, and looking for a replacement. Not happy with Cantillon's injury, so I think he'll be replaced by Jason Ramshaw. Just helping Cantillon to his feet as men come on. I think he's damaged an ankle, looks like an ankle injury. Just being put on the stretcher by the ambulance men, the medic men here at the McAlpine Stadium. And certainly things not going Cougar's way at the moment. They had an uphill task from the word go, following on from that hard game against Hull on Wednesday, following that titanic struggle against the St Helens the previous Sunday. And it's a battle-weary Cougar team this afternoon here at McAlpine Stadium, and Huddersfield. The words being said in the front row there between John Neal and Grant Dorey. As Davis picks up from the base of the scrum, out to Weston, to King dropping out to the centre again. Obviously a ploy of Schofield going into the second row, and King going out into the centre, because he caused Keighley a lot of problems in those friendlies on New Year's Day, well, just short after New Year's Day, as Matt Stern brings play down this commentary box side of the field at McAlpine Stadium, and Huddersfield taking play. John Neal taking play 15 metres inside Cougar half. Davis first man out, Tarman, and the referee giving the scrum down here for a knock on by the Huddersfield Giants. There's certainly a little knock on there by Danny Russell, acting half. But this big Huddersfield Giants pack causing all sorts of problems for the Cougars at the moment. Robinson to Critchley coming in from the left wing, taking the first drive, but Critchley carrying on up. Critchley, the referee a bit confusing there, because he signalled for him to play on, and Critchley did, and now he's given a penalty to the Giants on the first tackle, and that's the last thing the Cougars wanted, because it gives Huddersfield Giants opportunity to put the Cougars under pressure again, and they're into their own 22. Davis feeding Harmon, and that looks suspiciously forward, and the referee were in line and missed it again, because Harmon was definitely in front of Davis then. Davis again to Harmon. Sorry, it was Julian O'Neill before, number 10. Davis again back to get King on this near touchline side, and King just handing players off, but wrapped up eventually by David Larder and Rafael Filippo. Davis playing first man all the time. Schofield second man, doing a run round. Davis back to Richards. Schofield back to Richards, but Richards' progress halted there by Darryl Powell and Grant Dorey. Adrian Bell coming in, Martin half, just swinging that ball out to Matt Sturm. Matt Sturm, a rubber kick into the corner, picked up by Ali Davis, and everything going right for the Giants here at McAlpine Stadium. And the third turn of the afternoon for the Giants. And they're really cock-a-hoop at the moment. Everything they're trying seems to come off. And they're really under the cosh of the Cougars here at McAlpine Stadium. They're on the rack, and Huddersfield have every intention of keeping them on the rack. They're just slinging that ball everywhere. It's being picked up, and that little neat grubber kick through into the corner, being chased by Ali Davis. It just bounced right for him, popped up neatly, and all it to do was put it down over the try line. 20 minutes gone in this first half, and the Giants going in 16 points to nil in front. And the Cougars with all sorts of problems now to lift themselves and try to get back into this game. Everything Huddersfield have tried so far, with Schofield and Davis instrumental in a lot of the playmaking, just unleashing players, and players have been stopped, but somehow managing to just throw that ball out, get it out, going anywhere, and being picked up by a marauding Huddersfield side, and they're just spinning it wide, and it's a disconsolate looking Cougar team behind the goal line there, waiting for Craig Weston to take this attempted conversion right on this touchline. And again, it's looking good, it's going all the way, hitting the post and going all the... So everything going Huddersfield's way at the moment, every little bit of luck. That ball looked to be drifting to the left uprights, it caught the post and bounced inside. So the Giants going 18 points to nil in front after 20 minutes play at the McAlpine Stadium. The third conversion there to Craig Weston. And as I said earlier, everything seems to be going right for the Huddersfield Giants here. As Weston again kicks off long and deep, picked up by Chris Robinson, and touching that dead ball line, and a drop out on the sticks, and that's the last thing the Cougars wanted. Again, nothing going right. Robinson's foot just touching that goal line. The in-goal touch judge there. It'll give Huddersfield possession and then enable them to keep the Cougars under the cosh. Picked up centre field by Ali Davis. Davis fields Sturm. Sturm just running strong and straight. Takes play right up to almost up to the Cougars 22. Bell coming in. Infield looking for play. Russell acting half now to Weston. Weston to Davis. Davis back inside to Neil. Julian Neal. Russell again just throwing it anywhere and it's been picked up. And Weston almost losing that ball but managing to get to it. Every little bit of luck going here at McAlpine Stadium, going Huddersfield way. Basil Richards just hammers his way downfield. Half stopped by Robinson but put to ground there by Rafael Filippo. Russell feeding King. King's looking for a way through but caught by Filippo and Irving. So Matt Foster, sorry. Russell acting half, bringing play to the right to Davis to Schofield. Schofield out to Weston. Out to number 1 Ben Barton. It's good defence work by the Cougars because they've good set of 6 tackling wise there. As Jason Critch looks for a way through. Oh dear. Das Fleary losing that ball on the second tackle, and it means Huddersfield back in possession. And they cannot ill afford to make the mistakes here because Huddersfield are quick to cash in on them. And Cougars spilling that ball on the second tackle as Jason Critchley goes off to the blood bin. And they'll be looking for a replacement. Quick replacement for Critchley because that does not count as a substitute. And I think it'll be Latham Tarfai coming on. Oh, Mark Gamson being replacing wasn't certain who it was because just been informed that Mark Gamson coming onto wing, and Cougars quick to attack down this left wing before Gamson can get into position. So Gamson on for Critchley, who's in the blood bin. And Simon Irving being penalised there, and Schofield with another quick tap centre field to Sturm. Sturm looking for a way through, but put to ground there by Das Fleary and Jason Ramshaw. Centre field, but Russell taking it to left, and Davis feeding Richards, but Richards put to ground there by Matt Foster. Das Fleary. Russell bringing it to the right again to Neil Harmon. Harmon taking play right to where Richards had been put to ground. This time he's put to ground by Larder, and Hanger looking for a way around, looking to bump off Das Fleary, but he's put to ground 3 or 4 metres short of the Cougar line. Davis, long ball out to Schofield to Weston. Weston to feeding King, but King well wrapped up there by Simon Irving round the legs, and King going nowhere. Weston to Schofield. Schofield putting it across field. That's a dangerous kick. If it's picked up by Huddersfield, it is, but good chasing. And Hanger will overlap back inside to Russell, and Russell scampering over for the 4th try of the afternoon. But it was Schofield's kick right across the field of play. The Cougars have been sucked in and arguing the toss with the referee at the moment, but Schofield's kick across the face of the Cougar defence line. They were in a massive overlap. They looked certain scores the first time, but they closed the Dean Hanger down, but he just offloaded to Danny Russell, and Russell had nobody in front of him, just to nip over 2 or 3 metres to go. Tore over the Cougars try line for the 4th try of the afternoon. And the Cougars well and truly on the rack now. 22-0 in front. 26 minutes play gone, and it's almost a point a minute here at the McAlpine Stadium for the Huddersfield Giants. And certainly it's a buzzing Huddersfield Giants side here at the McAlpine Stadium. Everything they're doing seems to be coming off, and they're prepared to try anything. As that Weston's attempted conversion, this time it's the upright and bounces out. So the Huddersfield Giants 22-0 in front after 26 minutes. And I can't remember the last time the Cougars were in the Huddersfield half. They spent the last 10 minutes since the last score virtually encamped inside their own 22, with mistake upon mistake, allowing Huddersfield to get possession. And it's a rampant Huddersfield side here this afternoon. They've got everything going for them. Lady luck. The mistakes the Cougars are making, giving them possession. And again, they've lost it first time. First tackle and they lose it. And they've now got a penalty, the Huddersfield Giants, 10 metres away from the Huddersfield line. And I think they're going to run it. They can afford to as well, because Weston, Gary Schofield elected to go for goal. Although Neil Harmon tossed up in the middle, Schofield seems to be making all the decisions out there. And the former Great Britain and Leeds player, the most capped Great Britain player ever, alongside Mick Sullivan, joint record holders, electing to go for goal, so giving Craig Weston an opportunity to get his fourth goal of the afternoon on the field and put the Giants further in front. It's mistake upon mistake, I'm afraid, for the Cougars this afternoon here. Right from the kick-off, spill the ball. Cougar player offside, picks it up. And the referee quite rightly penalising them. And Huddersfield electing to go for goal. I thought they may have decided to run it. They could have afforded to, because they're so far in front at the moment and so well on top that they could afford to take the risk, because all the risks they've taken this afternoon have come off. But Weston missing that kick, but Huddersfield will get possession probably from the ensuing dropout, from the 22 dropout. A missed penalty goal results in the defending side having to drop out, and it's picked up by Davis just inside his own half. I think it's the first time Cougars have seen the ball inside the Giants half for a long time. Harmon centre field, met by Filippo and Fleary, and they put him to ground 9 metres inside the Cougar half. Neil now, Julian Neil, this year's signing from St Helens, not playing that ball properly, but again away with it, and Schofield's long pass out to Booth over on that far side of the wing, but Simon Ray wrapping him up well just outside the Cougars 22. Schofield this time to Weston looking for a way through, trying to step back inside, offloads to Russell going on his own, caught there by Grant Dorian, put to ground 12 metres short of the Cougars line. Dean Hanger putting that ball into touch, putting a kick over the top, but the ball finally going into touch 2 or 3 metres short of the Cougar try line. So it'll be a scrum down 10 metres from the Cougar goal line and 20 metres in from touch. But the Cougars finding they're going tough this afternoon here at McAlpine Stadium. Nothing going right at the moment. Simon Ray coming in from the right wing position to take the first drive, but put to ground, making only 3 or 4 metres. Jason Critchley back on the field now. It's the 22 metre line, caught by Sturm and Schofield. Ramshaw to David Larder, Sonny Wackaroo, but the Cougars finding every yard difficult to gain. But again, a penalty out of this with Matt Sturm lying on Sonny Wackaroo, and the 2 New Zealand lads having a word with each other. Both Maoris. Matt Sturm, the Huddersfield loose forward. Raphael Filippo takes it up. Jason Ramshaw acting half to Robinson, to David Larder. Larder looking for a way offload, but he's neatly wrapped up by Ali Davis, Huddersfield scrum half. Robinson, long ball out to Powell. This is the first time we've seen an attack from back inside, and ball being spilt and going backwards. Keith Dixon splitting the Huddersfield defence, going all the way. Keith Dixon looking for runners, out to Simon Ray over on that far side. Ray looking for a way around. And Ray taking play to 7 or 8 metres short of the Huddersfield line. It's the first time we've seen the Cougars with the first opportunity to get some points on the board. But Daryl Powell being wrapped up centre field by Danny Russell and Matt Stern. Centre field on the 22 to Dory to Robinson. Robinson to Wackaroo. Out to Irving. Simon Irving coming back inside to Jason Critchley. Critchley looking for a way through. And we're on the 5th and final tackle. 5 or 6 metres from the Huddersfield line. Robinson, a long ball out to Powell. Powell to King. King into to Dixon. And Dixon's kick over the top, just rolling dead. So that's the first real serious threat the Cougars have had on the Huddersfield line into this game, and 32 minutes gone in the game already. And that's the first time we've seen the Cougars inside the Huddersfield 22. Dave King bringing it away. 33 minutes gone in this first half, and the Huddersfield Giants leading by 22 points to nil as Basil Richards spills that ball. So it'll be a scrum down some 12 metres inside the Giants half and some 20 metres in from that far touchline. But certainly this first half has been all Huddersfield, both territorially and points wise. Powell to Matt Foster to Ladd. Ladd looking for a way through and almost getting between Weston and King, but King just finally catching him, all his proness. Sonny Wackaroo taking play just short of the Huddersfield 22, and again Matt Stern lying on Wackaroo but getting away with it this time. Ramshaw acting now to Robinson to Dory looking to offload to Wackaroo to Critchley fine, looking for a way through, but Huddersfield crossing numbers, shutting all the Cougar options down. Ramshaw to Robinson to Powell centre field, taking him on his own, trying to hand off Dave King, but King and Stern wrapping him up, putting him to ground 2 metres outside the Huddersfield 22, and there's a little fracas there with King having something to say, swinging a punch at Powell, and Powell let him have one back, and King won in a continue, and Ramshaw coming in and letting King have one. But certainly Schofield and looking to calm his own players down. But certainly King getting a bit rattled there with Daryl Powell, and they had words, and then King let him fire with one. But whatever the decision the referee's going to make, I do not know at the moment. But he's bringing Dave King out, so it's looking like a Cougar penalty. The referee having strong words to say to Dave King, the Huddersfield Giants second row forward, the former Aussie Gold Coast player. Had a brief spell with Warrington when he left Huddersfield and then came back. Ramshaw to Filippo looking to make some headway, almost through, getting out of that King and Richards tackle, taking place 7 metres short of the Huddersfield line. Dory to Robinson to Daryl Powell to David Ladd. Ladd looking for a way through, and he's put to ground some 10 metres in from this near touchline, 10 metres short of the Huddersfield line. Dixon, long ball out to Filippo. He's got Simon Ray outside, and Filippo taking him on, trying to hand off Dean Hanger, but Hanger hanging on and put him to ground 10 metres short. That ball picked up by Robinson. Robinson trying to step back inside Russell, but good chase there by Russell. Puts Robinson to ground outside the 22. King to Powell. Powell to Wackaroo. Wackaroo looking offload, but wrapped up there by Matt Stern. Fellow countryman. 13 metres short of the Huddersfield line to Ramshaw. A little grubber kick through, but picked up by Ben Barton, I think it is, for Huddersfield. And it's handover. But the referee bringing them back to 12 metres away from the Huddersfield line, deciding that little kick through from from Ramshaw had been knocked forward first of all, so it'll be Giants head and ball. No, sorry, Cougars head and ball. My mistake. But Daryl Powell trying to find a way through and almost offloading to Keith Dixon. Simon Ray acting after Ramshaw. Ramshaw taking him on. going almost back to the same position where Daryl Powell had been put to ground by Dean Hanger. Robinson to Dory going on almost through Dory, but caught there by Danny Russell and Matt Sturm. 10 metres short of the Giants line, and this is the best spell the Cougars have had for a while. And Darren Fleary going over off that brilliant short pass from Daryl Powell, and that's the first points on the board for the Cougars here at the McAlpine Stadium. I was saying earlier that it was the first pressure the Cougars have had for a long while, and Daryl Powell just half through there, offloading with that deft little short pass of his to the supporting Das Fleary, and Fleary just tearing the last 10 metres to the Giants line and putting the ball down some 15 metres to the right hand side of the uprights, and that's the first points on the board for the Cougars here at the McAlpine Stadium this afternoon after 37.5 minutes play. So the Cougars drawing 4 points back and leaving Simon Irvine with a kick to the right hand side of the uprights, some 10, 12, 13 metres to the right hand side. It's on the wrong side for him as a right footed kicker, but obviously within kicking range for him. And that's the first time that in this game that the Cougars have had any sort of pressure on the Giants, and it finally paid off with that Das Fleary try. As Simon Irvine's kick goes straight between the uprights to reduce the arrears even more. So the Cougars now trailing by 6 points to 22 after 38 minutes gone in this second half. 2 minutes left in this first half, but it'll be Huddersfield in possession. I think they'll probably run this 6 out and see the half-time hooter. And Neil Harmon just taking that first ball up for the Giants, with left winger Steve Booth taking a second, coming in off Danny Russell's, playing at acting half. Russell bringing the ball back inside to Julian Neal. Neal just quite content to drive it hard and gain as many hard yards as he can upfield. Davis to Sturm the Maori loose forward for the Giants, taking play 10 metres short of the halfway line as he's put to ground by Robinson and Irvine. Ali Davis deciding to take him on this time instead of offloading, does so to Dave King, and that's a good break by Dave King, looking to get Lord, offloading, picked up by Grant Dory, but there were a knock on there by a chasing Cougar defender, but a blistering defence run, splitting run there by Dave King, taking play right up to the 22. And the Cougars have got it all to do again, because it's a scrum down Huddersfield head and ball right on the 22 metre line, centre field. Oh, the referee must have had words with the touch judge in electing that it was Huddersfield that knocked the ball on, so it's a lead off to the Cougars, because first of all he signalled a Cougar knock on, but Keith Dixon bringing it away for the Cougars. Jason Critchley taking play almost up 9 metres short of the halfway line. Ramshaw acting after Robinson to Dal Powell to Wackaroo looking to get outside, keeps that ball alive to Dal Powell, it goes back, Powell looking for a way through, fighting off Dean Hanger, but being caught there by Dave King and put to ground. Powell not happy with King again, so things aren't right between those two. Words obviously being exchanged down there. Jason Ramshaw just pumping that ball long and deep into the Huddersfield 22, picked up by Steve Booth over on that left wing, and a blistering tackle on Steve Booth by Jason Ramshaw, and he just hammers him to the floor, but the referee giving a penalty to Huddersfield, so not happy with the I think it's Das Fleary's bringing him first, the big eight specialist for the Cougars, wanting to have words with the referee, and the touch coming to have words, but a big hit by Das Fleary, just hammering Craig Weston to the floor. and wanting words with Simon Irving, and he's also called in Gary Schofield as well. But just previous to that, back in the Cougars 22, the referee first signalled a knock on by Cougars and then changed his mind and giving it to Huddersfield. But he's put Daz Fleary on report and giving a penalty to Huddersfield as Neil Harmon takes the first drive. Julian Neal takes the first drive in, and there's things not right down there because tempers are getting frayed. And again, Daz Fleary not happy with something that's gone on, and there's one or two people getting rattled out there on both sides, and the referee having all on to keep these players apart. And Gary Schofield just telling his players to get away because it's another penalty to Huddersfield. 7 or 8 metres outside the Huddersfield 22, and this time Simon Irving being pulled out by Mr Kirkpatrick, and Mr Kirkpatrick is going to have to keep a firm grip of this game or else things are going to get completely out of hand. But I think the penalty going Huddersfield's way, and I think Schofield will be electing to have a pot at goal. The referee signalling a fist went in there, so Gary Schofield electing to have a pot at goal and calling up Craig Weston, and we're into injury time in this, or stoppage time in this first half. 40 minutes gone, and Craig Weston just wandering upfield to collect the ball. And it'll certainly be hooter time after this attempted penalty goal by Craig Weston. And the Huddersfield Giants leading by 22 points to 6, and certainly having the better of the exchanges in this first half here at the McAlpine Stadium. Out of the whole 40 minutes, they've dominated a good 30 to 35 of them. Only a brief spell when they got the first points on the board by the Cougars, as Weston's penalty goal goes straight between the uprights, and the Giants score 24 points to 6 in front on 40 minutes. As Hooter goes to bring this first half to a close with the Huddersfield Giants leading by 24 points to 6 against the Keighley Cougars. But apart from that brief spell between the 32nd and probably 30 minutes and the 38-minute mark, the first 30 minutes being all Huddersfield Giants, with tries going to Ali Davis, Danny Russell, Basil Richards and Matt Sturm, and 3 conversions to Craig Weston accounting for their 22 points. And at 30 minutes it was everything was going Huddersfield's way, and then Cougars clawed their way back into this game with a Daz Fleary try and a Simon Irving goal, and then 2 more points going Huddersfield's way with that Craig Weston penalty goal bang on half time. So the Giants turning around 24 points to 6 in front here at McAlpine Stadium. We're looking forward to seeing you in the second half, but the Cougars have a massive task in front of them just to get back on level terms, never mind get in front. So Huddersfield 22, Keighley Cougars 6. Welcome back to the McAlpine Stadium for the second half of this afternoon's Stones Bitter League Division 1 Championship game between the Huddersfield Giants and the Keighley Cougars. Huddersfield in total command of this game at the moment, leading by 24 points to 6, following tries by Davis, Harmon, Russell and Sturm, against one try for the Cougars by Das Fleary, but it's been a titanic struggle for the Cougars, up against it from the word go, mistakes, not helping themselves, and the Giants in a rampant form as Matt Sturm takes it up for the good run from the kick-off, taking play just outside the Giants 22. Adrian Bell and now Neil Narman taking it up, making good yardage for the Giants here in the start of the second half, leading by 24 points to 6 half time. It'll be a confident Huddersfield side in the second half as John O'Neill offloads that ball, but it's been spilt and it'll be a scrum down, Cougars head of ball. But certainly they've taken the risks in the first half of Huddersfield, and that Lady Luck on their side, everything's paid off for them handsomely. They were just content in the first half hour to take play to the Cougars, and Cougars, as I said, didn't help themselves with the mistakes they made. Darryl Powell now to Matt Foster, centre field. Foster, good run by Matt Foster, taking play midway between the halfway line and the Huddersfield 22. Robinson bringing play to the right to David Larder. Larder going back inside, and the Giants being penalised for encroaching in the 10-metre zone to play the ball. So it's a penalty to first penalty of the second half to the Cougars, as Keith Dixon just content to bump it into touch. So it'll be Jason Ramshaw to Rafael Filippo taking it play up to the 10-metre short of the Huddersfield line, and the best thing the Cougars could do with here is to get a try. The early stage of this second half. Robinson, long ball out to Powell. Powell centre field to Matt Foster. Matt Foster got players outside and going on his own for the corner, but Matt Foster just caught there by two Huddersfield defenders and put to ground. Yard short of the line there. Dixon, long ball out to Dory. Dory looking to step inside, offloads to Robinson to David Larder. Larder heading straight for the post, but caught round the shoulders there by Dave King. A lot of the crowd thinking it went high. Ramshaw to Robinson again. To Wackaroo out wide in this right-hand corner now. Simon Ray coming on the inside, but Wackaroo being put to ground by number 4, Dean Hanger. And Hanger being penalised and I think being sin-binned. And not looking very happy with the referee as Dean Hanger gets sin-binned. Robinson with a second penalty to Ramshaw to Filippo. Filippo on a diagonal run to the post, but caught there by Harmon and Russell. Ramshaw again at acting half, takes play to the left. Loose ball picked up by Darryl Powell. Powell a long ball out to David Larder, but picked up by Simon Irving. Irving coming back inside, trying to find a way around Ali Davis, but Davis hanging on grimly and putting Irving to ground just inside the Huddersfield 22. Das Fleary, but good tackling there by Matt Sturm, stopping his progress. Ramshaw going from acting half on his own to David Larder out wide. And the Cougars having all the early pressure in this second half, and let's hope they can keep it up. Ramshaw to Jason Critchley. Critchley put to ground 2 metres short of the Giants line, and we're on the last tackle here. Robinson a long ball out to Darryl Powell, centre field. Powell offloads to Wackaroo, running out wide by Russell Richards, serving back inside. That ball being spilt there by Grant Dory. They were trying a run round and a switch, and just didn't quite come off, but be hand over here. 3 metres inside the Huddersfield half, and the Cougars could have done with coming away with some points there because they had Huddersfield stretched. Danny Russell acting half, feeds Matt Sturm. Matt Sturm centre field, but wrapped up there by Jason Ramshaw and Rafael Filippo, and they're driving him back towards the Huddersfield 10-metre line, bang in front of the post. Danny Russell brings play to the left, to his left to feed Basil Richards, and Richards handing him off. Richards had a big first half, some defence splitting runs from the big fella, the former Queensbury Amateur Rugby League player and former Warrington player. Russell again to Julian Neal, and Huddersfield being penalised for not getting off the floor properly and playing that ball. So the Cougars with another opportunity to keep the pressure on, but they need to come back with some points with this pressure, as Grant Dory just drives it in hard on the first drive into the Huddersfield 22. Robinson to Filippo, centre field. And Filippo spilling that ball after being tackled by Neil Harmon, and full back Ben Barton bringing it away and taking play just outside the Huddersfield 22. And Huddersfield making the mistake this time, so that's the let off. So hopefully Huddersfield can, Cougars can keep the pressure on now with a further spilt ball, this time by Huddersfield. So it's Cougar head and ball just outside the Huddersfield 22. Darryl Powell going on his own, offloading to Matt Foster to Simon Irving. Irving taking on to Jason Critchley. Critchley coming back inside. He's just unable to get his pass out to Simon Irving on that far side because Irving had the white line wide open. Darryl Powell to Robinson centre field. Robinson to Sonny Wackaroo. And this time Wackaroo spelling the ball, not be picked up by Ali Davis. Ali Davis taking it out to Adrian Bell, number 2 for Huddersfield. Huddersfield in possession of Ali Davis, bringing play from just out inside his own 22 to 8 metres outside. Richards centre field, and the big fella sets off upfield, straight down the middle, no nonsense. Good strong running from Richards. Russell scampering away from acting half. And the referee penalising Keighley for not standing square on play the ball. So Craig Weston with a penalty for Huddersfield to take play inside the Cougars half for the first time in this second half with 6.5 minutes gone. So Keighley having all the early pressure, but coming away with no points as Julian Neal takes it up for Huddersfield. Danny Russell to Davis, switching play to Sturm. Sturm looking for a way through on that far side, but wrapped up by Simon Irving and David Larder. Davis to Harmon. Harmon, the former Leeds player, driving it hard into the Cougars 22. Russell switching play to Weston, going right. Weston looking for a way through, but good tackle, try-saving tackle there by Grant Dorey and Chris Robinson. Russell with a long ball out to Davis. Davis to Schofield. Schofield back inside to Richards. Richards almost through, but Filippo saving the day with that last-ditch tackle on. I think Keith Dixon will be in sin bin here. Dixon getting 10 minutes in the bin for holding down in the tackle, not letting Richards get up and play that ball. So we're down to 12 men apiece here, and the Cougars under the cosh as Gary Schofield elects to kick for goal and calling up Craig Weston. 7.5 minutes gone in this second half, and Huddersfield with their first opportunity in the second half to get some points on the board as Craig Weston, following Gary Schofield's decision, elects to take the pot at goal. So Weston some 10-12 metres to the left hand side of the uprights here. Huddersfield facing the wind in the second half. Fairly strong wind here at the McAlpine Stadium and blowing from left to right as we face the field. But Weston on the right side of the post for him, being a right-footed kicker. He'll be looking to pull this ball in between the uprights. Been successful on 4 occasions, 3 conversions and a penalty goal. And it's there straight between the uprights. So Huddersfield getting the first points on the board this afternoon in the second half here at Huddersfield this afternoon. Going now 26 points to 6 in front. Nine minutes gone in the second half. And Huddersfield now leading by 26 points to 6. Robinson picks up from the kick-off, feeds Filippo 10 metres inside front of his post, but he's well tackled round the legs by Ali Davis, the Huddersfield scrum half. Dorey out wide to Matt Foster. Foster looking to come inside, but Huddersfield's sliding defence moving across quickly as Sonny Wackaroo runs strong and hard straight down the centre of the field towards takes play just over the 22. Darryl Powell to Das Fleary, looking hand off King, does so, but caught there by Basil Richards, and King moving in again to help Richards put him to ground 15 metres inside the Cougar half. Dory, centre field, but he's caught there by Matt Sturm, the Huddersfield loose forward. Ramshaw to Powell back inside to Matt Foster hoofing it downfield, but and a good kick there by Foster, finding touch some 5 or 6 metres inside the Huddersfield 22 and taking play. Well, I thought it found touch a bit further on, but the touch judge decided that ball gone in about 3 metres inside the 22. It looked to be about 7 or 8, but certainly a good kick there by Matt Foster, taking play into the Huddersfield 22. But Cougars finding it difficult against its confident Huddersfield side, looking for their 3rd successive league victory this afternoon here at the McAlpine Stadium. Dave King in possession, centre field, but put to ground there by penalty there to Grant Dory. I think it'll be head-high tackle on Danny Russell, but the referee certainly not booking him for it or sin-binning him, so it must have been a 50-50. And Alex Kane's come on the field, so Stevie Hall obviously failed an extremely late fitness test and he's not in the squad at all. So Alex Kane on the field for Stevie Hall, replacing Hall in the starting lineup, and coming on for Filippo. Russell, centre field, to Davis to Schofield, back inside to Richards. 3 interpassing movements, crisscrossing each other. Russell taking play to the right to Harmon. Harmon trying to get a bump off Robinson. Offloads to Russell. Russell going round Dory. And Russell racing away for the corner. Going all the way, but good tackling there by Matt Foster. Bundles him into touch. That was superb cover tackle by Matt Foster, because Russell looked to be going all the way to the corner. It outpaced Dory on an arcing run. But that looked a certain score for Huddersfield, but Matt Foster's cover tackling and Danny Russell, absolute copybook stuff, showing him the touchline, getting him go for the corner, and then just hitting him at the right time and bundling him into touch. Fleary now in possession, centre field, taking play just over the 22. Ramshaw acting up, bringing play to the right to Wackaroo, to Larder, but Larder gang tackling there by Richards. Hanger and Schofield put him to ground. Green, first touch of the ball, but he's wrapped up by Danny Russell and Matt Stern. Ramshaw taking play to the left to Robinson, to Powell. Powell looking for runners. There's Matt Foster. Foster almost through, but just caught there by Craig Weston. Powell to Robinson. Robinson who popping that ball into the Huddersfield 22, but it'll be picked up by Ben Barton. Huddersfield full back coming to open side, but he's caught there. Good chasing there by Robinson, and Darryl Powell put him to ground inside the Huddersfield 22. Adrian Bell looking for a way around the outside on the far side of the field, but caught there by Critchley and Simon Irving. Ali Davis taking Grant Dory and Sonny Wackaroo on, but they put him to ground 12 metres inside Huddersfield territory still, and centre field. They're inside, just inside the Huddersfield town centre circle at the moment. Dave King, the big strapping second row forward for the Huddersfield Giants, offloading to Steve Booth. Booth offloading to Dean Hanger, and Hanger being put to ground 2 metres inside the Cougar half. Russell away, scampering away from acting half. He's got King on his outside, back inside, but good tackling there by Green on him, halts his progress. Weston's looking to come back inside Wackaroo, but met by Larder and Fleary and put to ground. This Cougar defence holding up at the moment is Schofield looking, chipping over the top, but it's picked up by Simon Irving and eventually picked up by Matt Foster. Jason Critchley out on that far side on his own, but he's caught there by Gary Schofield and Julian Neal. Huddersfield prop. Dory, centre field. Caught there by Sturm and Harmon. Robinson offloads to Larder, but he's wrapped up by Harmon. Just outside the hook, Cougars 22. Ramshaw back inside to Green. Green looking to offload, but he's put to ground by King. Robinson to Powell. Powell centre field, loses that ball, picked up his opposite number, Schofield. Schofield taking him on, but his progress halted by Chris Robinson, and it needed to be because they were away with Schofield. Adrian Bell now, stocky right winger, good strong running winger. Bell, signed from Oldham in the close season. Russell bring it to the left to Schofield, centre field to Davis. Davis long ball out to Weston. Weston taking him on, going on his own. Back inside, but half stop there by Critchley. Still going, but Simon Ray coming to his rescue. Not Critchley, Dowell Powell, sorry. Davis, long ball out to Schofield. Schofield's got numbers here. Back inside to Russell. Russell half stop by offloading to Davis. Davis looking to offload and does so, spilling the ball. Picked up by Matt Foster, and then he's caught by second row forward Dave King. Ramshaw feeds Simon Ray. But this Huddersfield defence at the moment coping a big hit there by Matt Sturm on Jason Critchley, halted his progress on Julie on the bang on the Cougar 22 metre line as Sonny Wackaroo takes play 5 or 6, 7 or 8 metres outside, and the referee on, and there looked to be use of an elbow then by Sonny Wackaroo, and I think the referee will be wanting words with him. There's a touch judge is coming on from the far side, and Mr. Kirkpatrick, the referee from Warrington, calling Sonny Wackaroo over to have a word with him, but he's getting away with it. But I think everybody, including the players on the field, completely bemused by that, because they pulled Sonny Wackaroo out to have a word with him following intervention by the touch judge, and then awards Keighley the penalty. And that's a bad mistake by the Cougars because they haven't found touch. But the ball has gone deep into Huddersfield territory to the almost in goal area and picked up by Adrian Bell and put to ground. But that's a bad mistake by the Cougars because they could have done with possession here. But it's Huddersfield now in possession. 9 metres away from their own goal line. But I think everybody completely bemused by the referee's decision there. As Jason Ramshaw and Sonny Wackaroo moving on Matt Sturm, the Huddersfield loose forward. Danny Russell, missing King out, feeds Basil Richards. Richards, another standing out wide and taking on the much lighter Keighley centres, but good tackling there by Matt Foster. Neil Harmon driving it hard for the Giants, taking play just outside the Huddersfield 22. Schofield pumping that ball long and deep into Keighley territory, but well covered and picked up by Keith Dixon. Dixon looking to take Weston and Davis on, but they wrap him up 12 metres inside the Cougar half. Critchley doing a run round with Ramshaw, but caught there by King. 7 or 8 metres inside the Cougar half as Alex Green takes it up to the halfway line. Ramshaw to Dory, centre field looking to break, offloads to Ramshaw but unable to hold on to it, and the back ball's been spilt forward, so it'll be a scrum down. Huddersfield had a ball, knock on there by Ramshaw. It nearly came off, but they're having to play desperation football to make the breaks here against a very determined and well-drilled Huddersfield defence. Certainly Gary Schofield marshalling this Huddersfield side magnificently centre field. Davis feeding Weston. Hang on, clear. But Robinson just managed to hang on as Ray races in and nails him to the floor. Booth acting after Davis. Davis to Russell, centre field. Russell offloading to Weston. Good tackling there by Simon Irving, but the referee, Mr. Kirkpatrick, penalising them. Keighley were beat off head-eye tackle. It's confusing what this referee gives them for, because he looks to give them for one thing, half signals it, and then signals something completely different. He looked to be waving away as much as say they were in the 10-metre zone, but finally came up with a head-eye tackle as Julian Neal takes play deep into the Cougar 22-metre territory. Sturm to Richards looking to step outside Simon Irving, but offloading that ball, but finally picked up by Adrian Bell over on the far side. Russell again acting half to Davis, to Arman just driving it towards the Keighley post. Put to ground some 6 or 7 metres short. Russell switching play to Weston going on his own, almost over, and put to ground inches short. Good tackling there by David Larder. Russell a long ball out to Davis, men out. Schofield, little dribble kick through. Schofield going all the way. Keith Dixon just managing to outpace Schofield. The Schofield about to pounce on that ball in the in-goal area. Dixon managing to get a boot to it and bumping it dead. So it'll be a drop out under the post. We're on the hour. 61 minutes gone. And Huddersfield in command here, leading by 26 points to 6. And a former Keighley Cougar favourite, Joe Berry, coming on and replacing Basil Richards as Keith Dixon pumps it into the Huddersfield half, picked up by Ben Barton, and Barton just content to run it straight at the Keighley defence, and he's put to ground 10 metres inside the Cougar half. Russell to Arman put to ground 10 metres short of the Cougar 22 centre field. Russell going right to Davis, switch back to Russell bring it to the left, he's got men out, and Russell striding clear, he's clear of the first line of defence, but good chasing back there by Latham Tarfai on as a substitute. Number 15 Joe Berry taking Cougars on, former Keighley favourite. Russell acting half again, 2 or 3 metres short of the Keighley line. Schofield taking him on, trying to get round Dory, does so, Larder, so he does so, but spilling that ball, and the referee waving play on. That certainly was a defence as Dave King launched himself towards the Keighley line, and the referee signalling it 5th and final tackle, but that ball certainly looked to be knocked on. Russell now out wide to the left here, back inside to Hanger looking to go inside, but finally being tackled by Alex Green and Keith Dixon. Ramshaw to Simon Ray, but he's caught there just inside the 22 by Ali Davis, sorry. Critchley coming in field to help him out, but King and Davis wrapping him up. Robinson with Dory, there's nobody outside Dory, he's on his own, he's in no man's territory. Caught by Craig Weston. Ramshaw to Simon Irving looking for a way through, and the Cougars finding they're going tough out there against a very determined Huddersfield defence. It's a big rampant pack here for Huddersfield this afternoon. They've got a massive pack out there, and they're doing the business at the moment, and have done all afternoon. And the Cougars finding they're going tough as the kick on the 5th and final tackle finds touch right on the halfway line, bang in front of us on the commentary box here at the McAlpine Stadium. So scrum down, 20 metres in from this near touch line. 64 minutes gone in this game, and the Huddersfield leading by 26 points to 6. The only score of the afternoon coming from that Craig Weston penalty goal, as Dean Hanger races away from acting half. Takes play 12 metres inside the Cougar half, caught there by Latham Tarfai and Jason Robinson. Russell to Neil centre field, put to ground there by Dory and Green. King to number 3 Weston put to ground on the 22. Harmon again taking him on, but caught by Das Fleary and Grant Dory. Russell bringing play to the left to Davis, misses out. Davis feeds Schofield offloading backwards to Davis and caught there, but the referee signalling a knock on there. Unfortunate for the Cougars because there looked to be a certain score on again. 10 metres short in front of the Cougar post as Das Fleary just takes it away and gains 3 or 4 metres upfield. Ramshaw to Critchley, and Critchley again in no man's land over there on the left. No support. Bunching at the moment in the middle. Ramshaw scampering away, making hard yardage downfield, and does so for 7 or 8. Trying to milk a penalty, I think, but claiming to have been obstructed. Tarfai switching to long ball out to Critchley to Irvine, and Irvine bundled to the floor 2 or 3 metres from that far touchline. Critchley to Tarfai to Robinson to Dixon. Dixon back inside to Larder, but this defence just soaking all these Cougar attacks up with ease and making headways very, very difficult for the Cougars at the moment as Keith Dixon kicks on, gains possession, and it's a knock on there. A bit unfortunate. Ball loose in play and Dixon just hacking it on as a little tete-a-tete to the left inside the 12 metres inside the Cougar half, and now punches being thrown. And a little melee going on over there. 1 or 2 players want to have a go at each other. Certainly 1 or 2 punches being thrown, but I think players just finally sorting out amongst themselves. The Dutch judge on having words with the referee, and he's pointing 1 or 2 players out. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with now. The referee pulling Dave King out, and who from the Cougars? Jason Ramshaw, I think, and he's been in King. He's in for 10, number 12 in for 10. Dave King, Huddersfield, and now Jason Ramshaw joining him. So Ramshaw and King off the field. So we're back down to 12 again. 12 men apiece again. And Huddersfield getting the penalty this time. As Gary Schofield just pumps that ball into touch on the far side, right on the 22-metre line. Russell, quick tap, feeds number 17, Tony Bowles, former Doncaster player. And further penalty to Keighley. Russell taking a quick tap, long one out to Davis, to Schofield to Weston slipping because it set Dixon up to go outside and then back inside him and just slipping, and Dixon managing to keep him out as Russell scampers into the try line but held up almost on the line, and inches short Huddersfield here for the McAlpine Stadium. 21 metres in from this no touch line. Burry out to Weston, long ball out to Booth trying to slip underneath Simon Ray, but he's bundled into touch by Matt Foster. Oh, good defence work there by Matt Foster, right in front of us here on this near touch line. 68 minutes gone in this half. 68 minutes, gone in this game. Or 28 minutes in this second half, and the Huddersfield Giants completely in command here, leading by 26 points to 6. Everybody knew it was going to be a difficult game, with following on from the Hull game midweek and St Helens game last Sunday, but and it's proving to be so. They've hardly been in the Huddersfield half again this of the Cougars since the first 10 minutes of the game, as looking to all Simon Ray to touch and do so. Chris Robinson remonstrating with the referee, saying he should have shouted held. So it's a scrum down, Huddersfield head and ball. And certainly nothing going Cougars' way. Huddersfield now in possession to Weston, to Anger looking to get outside Critchley, and then stepping back inside, but Critchley hanging on. Bell going acting half, coming away on his own, wanting to have a run. Met head on by Alex Green, and Green just putting him to the floor. Russell bringing it to the left to Davis. Davis back inside to Bury. Bury taking Dory on. And certainly Huddersfield going to come home with the 2 points today. Schofield, long ball out to Matt Stern. Matt Stern looking to go round Simon Irving, but Irving wrapping him up neatly and putting him to the floor. Over on the far side, 10 metres short of Cougar line. Weston looking at the run round with Schofield, going on his own, sidestepping and going in for the try. And that's and there's some dispute right on the post, but the referee awarding the try because it's a very narrow in-goal area, and Matt Foster claiming that try had been scored over the dead ball line. But the referee awarding the try to Weston. So Weston getting his first try of the afternoon. And certainly in total control here at Huddersfield, in total command. But that certainly looked suspiciously, or looked to be put down suspiciously close to that dead ball line, because I think his foot was actually over the line as he put it down, but obviously you need an action replay to substantiate that claim. But this Huddersfield following, getting behind this Giant side, and Giant it is by name and Giant by nature, because they've a massive pack out here of Huddersfield this afternoon. Some big men. Harmon, Neal, Richards, King and Sturm, all big fellas, particularly the first four. As Weston duly converts his own try, and the Huddersfield Giants going 32 points to 6 in front. "72 minutes gone in this game, and it's looking like an emphatic victory for the Giants. And certainly giving Simon Irving and Darryl Powell, the coaching duo at the Cougars, a massive headache now, because we've got problem upon problem, and a big hit on Grant Dory there by Matt Sturm, putting him to ground, and again Sturm tearing in, this time on David Larder, and certainly making his presence felt. And it's a rampant Huddersfield side, and Keighley just seemed to have spent, apart from the first 10 minutes of the second half, the entire rest of this half in their own half, particularly around the 22 metre zone. And sloppy passing has ensured that Huddersfield have come up with the ball again. Schofield to Bowles, Bowles just running it in. And he's put to ground there by Green. Russell this time to Marsden. Marsden just powering his way, and he's another big fella. And he's taking play to in 2 or 3 metres of the Cougar line, and they're looking for more points on the board of Huddersfield. Schofield, probably the first mistake that he's made this afternoon, spilling that ball, and Robinson to Simon Ray. Ray looking, and he's lost the ball. It's picked up by Russell this time. And the Cougars making far too many mistakes. And the last thing they want to do is give this rampant Huddersfield side the ball. Schofield outside to long ball out to Barton. Barton put to ground. Schofield acting half, feeds Steve Booth. Booth, the long ball out to Davis to Richards. Richard out wide, coming back inside, but spilling that ball. The referee signaling it had gone back. Picked up finally by Craig Weston. Davis scampering away from acting half, and that's obstruction, surely. And quite rightly, the referee awarding the penalty to the Cougars for crossing. 74.5 minutes gone here at the McAlpine Stadium, and Cougars 12 metres inside their own half. And the referee taking him a further 10, so they're onto the halfway line. Latham Tarfai just bumping it into touch. And this is the first time the Cougars have been able to launch an attack for some 25 minutes. As Sonny Wakaru takes play almost up to the Huddersfield 22. Dory, centre field, taking him on, looking off low, but unable to get his pass out. Tarfai acting after Robinson, back inside to Larder to Tarfai going for the post. And that's a good score for the Cougars, but it's obviously not going to be enough. But nice, neat little inside pass from David Larder, and Tarfai following up well, just launching himself for that Huddersfield line, and just makes the score a little bit more respectable, and puts the Cougars 10 points to 32 behind. But Simon Irvin looking just to slot this ball home with over between the uprights with 5 minutes remaining. So Tarfai's try being converted by Simon Irvin, and the Cougars now trailing by 12 points at 32 on 75 minutes gone in this game. It's been a difficult 8-day period for the Cougars, and they've not come out of it at all well, having lost midweek to Hull when they looked capable of beating them, and then come here and face an absolutely confident and rampant Huddersfield side. Going down to Huddersfield on Wednesday, and now going down here this afternoon at Cougar Park, at McAlpine Stadium. Schofield centre field to Richards. Richards looking for a way through, but wrapped up by Tarfai and Ramshaw back on the field. Gamson and Fleary. Huddersfield still in possession, 20 metres in from this near touch line. Russell going in field, looking for a way around, trying to spin round Dory and put to the ground there by Wakaru. Weston acting half feed Schofield. Schofield just bumps that ball long and deep into this bottom left hand corner, picked up by Matt Foster. Foster covering the full back position for Keith Dixon, who's sin-binned. Ramshaw doing a run round with Simon Ray. Ray coming in field, but caught there by number 17, Tony Bowles. Bowles, Robinson to Critchley. But this Huddersfield defence moving up quickly and shutting down all the attacking options the Cougars have. Dory offloading, but that ball spilt, picked up by Marsden to Bowles. Bowles setting off just straight upfield. Takes play 2 or 3 metres inside the Cougar 22 metre zone. Russell to Schofield. Schofield looking to go round Robinson, but put to ground there by Dory. Russell to Davis to Weston. Weston deciding to go on his own, almost through, but Das Fleary hanging grimly and putting him to ground. Booth to Richards. Richards taking 3 or 4 Cougars on, but they eventually put him to ground with Das Fleary and David Larder. Russell to Davis to King. The big fella taking Sonny Wakaru on, and Wakaru just put him to ground 8 metres short. Davis electing to go on his own, looking to offload, but unable to get his final pass in. Davis, King to Schofield. Schofield going through. That ball being picked up by Simon Ray, and just diving on the ball in the in-goal area, so it'll be a drop out under the post. 79 minutes gone, we're in the last minute of the game here, and Huddersfield notching up the 3rd win of the season. So it's 3 out of 3 for Huddersfield, and Cougars off to an unhappy start with only 1 win out of 3 following this difficult week. Going down against Hull, and now Huddersfield here at the McAlpine Stadium. Number 14, James Bunyan, just having a little scurrying run over on that far side. Russell feeding Bowles just launched himself, and we're in the 10-metre zone again. And now we've spent some time inside this Keighley 10-metre zone. Schofield, long ball out to Hanger, and there's an overlap here, and final score going to Steve Booth as he dives into the corner for the final score of the afternoon on the 80-minute mark. And Huddersfield now 36 points to 12 in front with that Steve Booth try. And it's been a sad afternoon, a wearying afternoon for the Cougars. They've got a lot to do now to get back into the contention for this Division 1 Championship. And Huddersfield will be cock-a-hoop after this big win here at the McAlpine Stadium. It's going to be a weary journey back over the hill to Keighley for the Cougars. And Steve Booth just rubbing the salt in here with that final try on the bell. And Craig Weston looking to add even more insult to the scoreline. Cougars down by 36 points to 12. And this final kick from Craig Weston, the hooter will probably go straight afterwards. And it's been a sad and wearying afternoon for the Cougars. The last thing they wanted was a drubbing, and it's been an emphatic victory for the Huddersfield. And the far town following just really getting behind the lads. As Weston looking to convert his final try of Steve Bowles. And they look dejected Cougar players standing behind in the in-goal area. And I think they can't wait for this hooter to go. And they need to get back on winning ways next week against Widnes at home. As Weston's kick goes and finally it's the crossbar and bounces away. As the hooter goes to bring this game to a close. So Huddersfield running out 36, winners by 36 points to 12. With tries to Matt Stern, Basil Richards, Danny Russell, Ali Davis, Steve Booth, Craig Weston, and 2, 4, 6 goals to Weston, accounting for the Huddersfield 36 points. And Keighley's points coming from a Daz Fleary try, a Latham Tarfide try, and 2 goals by Simon Irving. So Huddersfield running out emphatic winners by 36 points to 12 here at the McAlpine Stadium.